So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Moon and Mars conjunction in the sixth house. As in what happens when Moon and Mars are conjunct in the sixth house of your birth chart. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular position, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Vedic Astrology Academy, where you will find all kinds of courses, including my KRS vlogs, which are uncensored, where I talk about things, including where I give in secrets of ascendants, especially using one zodiac sign for all ascendant. It's a very simple trick. So, Moon, Mars in the sixth house. So, when Moon and Mars in the sixth house, if you watch my video of just Mars in the sixth house in the sign of Aries, okay, add Moon to it. It is that simple. Because you got to understand, and let me tell you a little bit secret here. It's not a secret. It's actually one of the most known things. Is that whenever you look at a conjunction, forget about what sign it's in. Okay? Always pretend that this particular conjunction is happening in the sign of Virgo. Because when a planet is in the sixth house, it's going to have the energy of the sign of Virgo. If planets is in the 10th house but in the sign of Virgo, it'll have energy of Virgo there as well, but it'll also be effect of the sign of Capricorn. So if you don't know what this person's sign is, you just know the conjunction. You gotta know always the foundation is Virgo. And knowing if it's Virgo, imaginarily, is that a word that I just invented? Okay. Metaphorically, you just need to be kind of aware of the houses that the planets will rule. So here, one thing we see that especially, you're the individual who always dealt with all kinds of bleeding cuts and bruises growing up. Like for you, it just became a normal thing. Like, oh, my arm is now bleeding. Especially whenever you get into something competitive. And of course, this is a particular moon that gets a person into fights. In your childhood, you would have gotten into disputes and fights, whether it was a neighbor's kid, some childhood bully. But actually, again, if we use a certain nakshatra, this person can actually be a bully. Now, you may be thinking, well, if you're pretending Mars and Moon are in the sixth house in Virgo, won't that be feminine? Yeah, feminine energy is actually much more stronger, destructive, powerful than even masculine energy. Well, you gotta dive deep into what is feminine energy. Kali is a feminine energy. Durga is a feminine energy. Okay? Alakshmi is a feminine energy. Sati is a feminine energy. I mean, there's so many. They are very, very powerful. They're so powerful that some people are even afraid to worship them because of what the experience they may have. And like I was telling you yesterday, or in my video of Mars and Virgo, is that I've actually seen police officers with this Mars. I've actually seen a lot of athletes and police officers with Mars in the feminine sign, because they're able to kind of like capitalize, and they're able to kind of use the creative force, the intuitive force of feminine energy towards the competitive side. They become creative with their competition. They're not just like in a box of black and white. They have all shades of gray. So if, let's say, for example, a masculine sign, you can say masculine sign is 8-bit color. Feminine sign is 12-bit color. 8-bit is 16 million colors. 12-bit is, what is it? 60? No. 12-bit is 240 billion shades of colors. That's the big difference. And here also one thing we see, that a person will have to pay mother's debt off. But also you get into arguments with the mother. Fights with the mother, especially related to marriage relationships. You'll get into fights with your mother related to what you're receiving versus your siblings. You will always have this competitive drive. So even if the mother is being fair, let's suppose mother is being fair, but you'll always think of this as, oh no, she loves my other siblings more. That's why I'm only getting this and I'm not getting that. And one of the other things we also see is that whenever you hire an architect to build your home, whenever you hire somebody to construct your home, twice your deal would fail with that particular company or that individual. You'll get into fights and disputes and disarguments towards how and what things need to be and what they need to look like. And yes, this is one of those positions, just like from yesterday's point of view, it creates a lot of digestive pitta, a lot of fire, because this is a person that may have excess eating habits related to either spicy food or a lot of milk-related sweets. Also, one of the things we see, this is a place of battleship with both the mother and father. And this particular position of yours shows father would have dealt with some legal issue in life. Definitely a legal issue occurred when you were either 6 months, actually no, 6 days or 6 years old. And it would have been related to property. The other thing we also see, that a person with this particular moon gets into a fight with their in-laws over property. Now, what will happen to that situation? Because it'll happen. Somehow, whether your spouse is supposed to receive some inheritance and then she doesn't, and you get into a fight with your in-laws, whatever the situation happens in future or has happened, what is going to be the result of it? You have to see the Navamsha. Whether the in-laws will actually, okay, fine, we'll give this, whatever you deserve. Or they may actually take whatever you have. You have to look at the position of the Navamsha with that. And of course, then the sign and nakshatras come into play as well with this particular conjunction or even the placement. And especially you get into debt. One of the things you will see with this particular Moon-Mars conjunction, you will steal money from your mother's purse. And you will gamble with that money as a kid. Whether you go to like some, back in the days, what do you call those places where all the video games are? I know back in our days, we used to call them Atari house. Even though they would have Nintendo, Super Nintendo, this and that. But you will go to those places and you will try to like win something. But let me tell you, once you did steal that money from your mother's purse, your mother dealt with some health issue. So if you are a kid, let's say you're 14 years old watching this, don't do it. Don't do it. Also, again, regardless of this position, you will naturally on your own will love gambling with money, especially on leverage. You will try to gamble money on leverage, meaning borrowing money to get certain things. So when it becomes more, you just pay back the money with a little bit of interest and you keep the profit. But again, this is a position of Mars that can get you into debt because of that. So watch out. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Moon-Mars conjunction in the 6th house of your birth chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your Moon and Mars place, all your astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.